Hi guys, I just wanted to do a little video on the spread and the bid and the ask. The spread is the small commission that your broker makes as soon as you enter a trade or when you enter a trade. When you see the candlesticks appear on the screen, that is the bid price. As opposed to when you enter a trade or when you enter a buy trade, you actually would enter at the price which is called the ask. And there's a little bit of a difference between the bid price and the ask price, and that is how the brokers make their money. So if you want to see on the screen what the ask price is, you'll notice it will be slightly different from the bid price. And you can do that by right-clicking on your MetaTrader. Just go to Properties and then go to the Common tab, and you'll be able to click a little box that says Show Ask Line. And if you click OK, what you'll find is that you'll get this other line appear on the screen. So you'll see, obviously, that the current price is just at the bottom of that black candle, and then you've got this red line, which is ever so slightly above where the current price is. Okay, so the current price we call the bid, and the red line we call the ask. So the difference is basically the commission that the broker makes when you're entering a trade. How it works is when you enter a buy trade, you enter actually at the red line, at the ask, and then when you close that trade, you exit at the bid, at the price that the candle shows. So that's why when you enter a trade, you'll notice that you're instantly in a negative. So if you open a trade and then very quickly close it, you'll have made a very small loss, because you're opening at the red line and then you're closing at the bid price, which is the candle price. Then if you would, so that's if you buy. So when you buy, you're opening at the ask, and then when you close the trade, you close at the bid. When you're in a sell trade, or when you click on sell, then you actually enter the trade at the bid price, and then when you close that trade, the trade closes out at the ask. So how does this affect our trading? How can we put it? If you're trading at market, and you'll obviously have your stop loss and your take profit. So maybe I put my stop loss there, and I have my take profit. Then those are the points, when the candlestick gets to those points, that's the point that it will exit the trade. Okay, so it will enter in on the ask, which is the red line here. But then when the candlestick, even if you get a little wick that just touches that take profit or stop loss, then that will close the trade, and it will close at the bid price. So where things get a little bit confusing is when you're selling. So when you're selling, you have your stop loss above and your take profit below. Remember, when you're selling, you are actually entering at the ask price. But when you're exiting, when you're selling at the bid price. But when you exit at the ask price. So when you set your take profit, say for example you wanted to take your profit at a level of support, then what you would need to do is you would actually need to set your take profit a little bit above, because we need the candlestick to actually go right through so that the ask price also bumps into your take profit for it to be able to work. So if, for example, you didn't do that and you set your take profit right at the end there, and the candlestick came and the wick hit that take profit line, and then it started to go back up, then unfortunately you'll find that your take profit won't have action, because it doesn't just need the wick to touch there, it needs the ask line to actually go through. Similarly, with your stop loss, you need to, so basically with your stop loss, remember it's the ask line that's the top line, the red line that needs to go through the stop loss. So you will need to adjust your stop loss a little bit further to take into consideration for the spread. To find out what the spread is on a particular pair, then you can go to your market watch, and you'll see these symbols: the bid, the ask, and sometimes for some people it's like a little bit squashed. So you can just move this menu out slightly. Then you'll see you've got the various different headings. Now, you guys probably aren't going to see this. This is your spread for the pairs. It's actually done in points. So, for example, Euro Swissy is 4 pips or 47 points, 47, 48. Those fluctuate. So to get the spread on here, then what you do is you right-click, and then you need to click on where it says spread, and that will show you what your spread is for any of these pairs here. So say, for example, you put in, you wanted to place this trade. You wanted this as your target, and you wanted this as your stop loss. What you need to consider, as I explained, that the price, you need the ask line to actually go through there. So I'm going to look at what pair I'm trading: Euro USD, and I'm going to see, okay, that is 4 pips. I'm going to want to measure 4 pips up. So I'm going to basically put my take profit there, so that when the candle goes through and gets to this point where I want it to go to, then the ask line has actioned my take profit. Similarly with my stop loss, I don't want to be stopped out too soon. Okay, so I want to be measuring. I put my stop loss where I want the candle to get to, but I have to also remember that we need to take into consideration the spread. So I'll do a little measurement there, another 4 pips, and then I will decide to move my stop loss there to counteract the spread. When you are trading a pending order, okay, so if we're on a pending buy and we want to enter a buy limit, and so, say, for example, I wanted to enter a pending if the price came down to this level here, then remember we enter a buy on the ask line, not the candle price. So we need to again just adjust that to 4 pips down, 2, 3, 4. Nice. I beg your pardon, 4 pips up because we're in a buy. So we want the candle to actually come past and the ask, which is the red line, to actually bump in there. So we adjust our entry point 4 pips up, so that when the candle gets down actually to this point, the ask line bumps into our entry line and actions that trades. With a buy, you don't need to move your stop loss or take profit. It's, remember, when we exit a buy, we exit at the bid price, so you don't need to move the take profit and the stop loss for a buy. When we're selling on a pending, obviously you're going to have your stop loss above and your take profit above. Now, when the bid price hits the entry point, it will enter on the bid. So in other words, the candle price. We have to remember to adjust our take profit and stop loss 4 pips above. So we do the little measurement again, 1, 2, 3, 4, just to counteract, because remember, when you're in a sell, you're going to action on the bid, on the candle price, that is, and we're going to exit on the ask, which is the red line. So we just need to adjust our stop loss and take profit just a little bit to counteract that spread. So it's pretty frustrating when you get stopped out and your candlestick hasn't even got to the point that you've put your stop loss on, and that's because of the spread. So you guys need to just be aware of the spread and the bid. The bid is basically the price that the candle shows, and the ask is the price that the red line shows. So I hope this video has helped you somewhat. If there's any questions on that, then please pop onto the chat room, give me a call, drop me an email, and I'll be glad to help and answer your questions. Thanks a lot.